Hey everyone, this is the Millionaire Hippies podcast with your host, Shikha, where we chat about spirituality, business, and health. We all want to live self-actualizing, fulfilling lives with joy, prosperity, and gratitude. Let's go on this beautiful journey together.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode in my podcast, the Millionaire Hippie Podcast. My name is Shikha. And in this podcast series episode, we'll be speaking about business, online business, and how a lot of people, I think, have a mistaken understanding where they think that they need to follow a certain rule book or a certain format so that they can do their business and follow someone else's successful format for their own business. They believe that if they don't do that, if they follow their own thing or they do their own thing, that they will not be successful. But in my opinion, and from what I've seen, is that when I start following someone else's format too closely, it doesn't really work for me a lot of times. I feel uncomfortable. There are things that I want to tweak in it, but I feel like if I'm following someone else's rule book, then I should follow it to the T. And I feel uncomfortable changing anything because I'm afraid that if I do, then it's not going to work as perfectly. But then over time, in the last couple of years, I've realized that whenever I do follow someone else's rule book, it's always led to not disaster necessarily, but just discomfort for me and not necessarily success either. But when I follow my own rule book, when I think about the way I want to set up my business that is suitable best for me and my personality and my character, then that's the point where everything starts to click and everything starts to work in a manner that wouldn't have worked otherwise. I'll give you a short example. So I am obviously a big connoisseur of meditation. I'm always talking about it. I'm always telling people about it. So I wanted to build a business around meditation. And whenever I spoke to someone else about it, they always gave me advice on how I should set it up. And because I wanted to follow my gurus, I wanted to follow my coaches, I wanted to follow the people that I admired, people that are already successful, I built my business the way they recommended I should. And it never really worked really well for me. I felt uncomfortable with it because it wasn't really true to who I was or how I wanted it to be. Then I started thinking about it and I started looking at different formats and models and nothing really worked for me. And then something clicked in my brain and I set up my meditations in a way that they're set up right now on my website. You can go check it out, themillionairehippie.com. And I've called them the funky meditations. And these are all meditations that I've wanted for myself, but I've never been able to find online. So I created them for myself. And then I share them with people and I sell them on my website. So these are meditations like hand to heart meditation. That's something that you probably never heard of, but I use on a constant basis for myself, for my anxiety. And so I shared that with people and people loved it. And so this would never have happened if I followed the format which everyone else is following. If I followed the format for meditation as all the different other apps are doing, or the other meditation companies are doing, I needed to find my own niche and I need to find my own way of doing things. And my way was figuring out how to sell all those amazing, beautiful meditations that I use on a daily basis for myself. So one of the other ones is an imposter syndrome meditation that I do. And that's a meditation that I use whenever I feel like I'm in over my head and I really don't know what I'm talking about, things like that. And so I use that meditation in order to get past that and come back to center, come back to grounding. There are other meditations as well. You can go check it out at my website, themillionairehippie.com. But the idea is that if I had followed the tenet or the idea that someone else had sold me, that someone else had told me was right, then it wouldn't have really worked for me. And so I really implore you guys to not only just listen to the gurus and the coaches. Obviously, they are successful for a reason, so we need to follow their advice. But a lot of times we need to follow our heart as well, our intuition. And my intuition was speaking very loudly in this regard. I actually woke up in the middle of the night with the idea of selling these funky meditations. And I could not go back to sleep. That's how excited I was. That's how much my body was excited about it. I could feel it coursing through my veins. I was so pumped up about it that I could not go back to sleep. I think it was like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. I was awake all night, planning it out, thinking about how I wanted to set it up, and I was just so excited. I even recorded a meditation right there and then. That was the first one I did, which was pain meditation. A meditation that I use whenever I am in pain, whenever I have a pain in my shoulder or I have period pain, or I have cramps, whatever it might be. I use meditation to lean into the pain rather than running away from it. And so I recorded it right then and there, and I put it on, and that's just the start, it's just the beginning. So whenever you guys are thinking about setting up your business in a manner that might be different from someone else, or from your guru or your coach, or different, really, really different from anything that you've seen in the market, do not be afraid. There's a reason why you're thinking of doing things that way. It's not just the random meanderings of our mind. It's actually our intuition piping up, telling us exactly what's perfect for us. If I was not listening to my intuition or my gut instinct, I would just do things the way everyone else is doing, which isn't really going to work for me, and I'm just going to be spinning my wheels forever, and then I'd give up, which is why a lot of businesses fail, because they don't stop to listen to their intuition, to listen to what their intuition is telling them about their business. We think that our intuition is only there to guide us in our life, but actually our intuition can guide us on any subject we ask it to. A lot of times when I'm feeling confused about a path that I'm supposed to take, or I'm confused about a question that I have to answer, I usually take a step back and do a meditation, and I'm actually going to add that onto the list of meditations that I would sell. It's a meditation that listens to my intuition. So I step back and I really, really, really let my body speak to me, because that's where my intuition lies. It lies in my heart, it lies in my stomach, it lies in my sexual chakra, it lies in my legs, it lies in my feet. So I really listen to my body and let it speak to me and tell me what is the direction I'm supposed to be going into. And when it speaks and it tells me this is where you're supposed to go and it feels really, really good to go that way, I'll just keep on following it without even thinking about it. I don't even think about it, because as soon as you bring your thinking mind into it, it screws everything up. It's very confusing in my head. So I really have to focus and stay alert to following the path that my intuition is telling me to follow, rather than bringing my thinking mind into it. I find that a lot of times our thinking mind can be very primitive and actually not a good source of information as much as our intuition can. So I implore you guys to do the same. So whenever you are confused about a path you're supposed to take, especially in your business, particularly with your health or with your family or something that's really important to you, then take a step back and listen to your body, listen to your heart, listen to your intuition, listen to your gut. What is it telling you? What are you supposed to be doing? And then follow that. Do not worry about if everyone else is doing something completely opposite to you. That's not the point of this. We are not automatons. The reason we built our businesses is so that we could do things our way. It doesn't make any sense if we start doing things exactly the way that everyone else does. We are building our businesses to be engineering our lives in a manner that is true to us and true to our character, to our personality, to who we are. So if you start doing things exactly the way that everyone else is doing, that's just doing the same thing over and over again. It's a definition of insanity. We didn't move from our 9-to-5s to do the same thing in our businesses. Then why move? Why move into a more dangerous or a more dangerous avenue? You can just stay in your 9-to-5 and do exactly the same as everyone else. The reason we moved into our businesses and our online business or offline is so we can do things our way. We wanted to set it up our way. We wanted autonomy. We wanted freedom to choose. We wanted to do it our way. So we need to figure out what that way is supposed to be. Sometimes it's going to be exactly the way everyone else is doing it. That's totally fine. I'm not saying to be a rebel every single time. Sometimes it's going to be completely different from everyone else, and you're going to be really fearful in that regard, because you're going to think, everyone else is doing it that way. Why do I need to do it this way? Why is my body telling me this way? Do not fear. Whenever I have followed my intuition, and I know this is true for you guys as well, it has never, ever led me wrong. It has never, ever led me wrong. So my intuition is telling me to take a certain path. If I follow it, it is true to its word. It tells me that's going to be fine if I follow this path, and it always works out that way. It always works out that way. But that's what we need to do. Step back, become an observer, realize what our body is telling us to do, follow that path with trust and faith and belief, and not worry and doubt and anxiety. Just stay away from all those emotions. Stay away from your thinking mind. Follow your intuition. Follow your gut. Keep on going on that path. And trust that you're going on the right path, because your intuition will never ever lead you wrong. And this intuition comes from the universe. It comes from the collective consciousness. It comes from the ether. It comes from that energy source beyond us. It comes from that spirit. Whatever you want to call it. Your guardian angel, your muse, whoever it is, whatever the energy means to you. It does not matter the name of it. It is an energy source that is beyond us, that's much bigger than us. It sees everything. It sees so much more than us, so it can tell us more than we could ever see on our own. We think that we need to follow this specific path to get to where we want to get to, whatever that might be. But the universe or the intuition or whatever it is sees so much more. It sees the entirety of everything. And it can tell us exactly where we're supposed to go, how we're supposed to get there, and what to do in order to get there. And that's what we are doing with this path. So just to kind of reiterate, if you are confused about what you're supposed to be doing with your online business, don't worry about that. Ask your gut, ask your intuition, and if it tells you to go on a path that's completely different from someone else, do not worry. It's supposed to be that way. And just trust it and keep on going. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Thank you so much for listening. You can go check out my website at themillionairehippie.com. If not, I'll talk to you guys next time around. Bye for now.